Hello and welcome to a random track from Backwards Compatible. Today we'll be looking at the BF4 Beta, just going through a few little faults and some of the good and some of the bad, and obviously some of our hopes and dreams for the full release of the game. So obviously Shanghai is what we're playing, and we're going to play on Domination. And unfortunately, a wonderful start to the game. No spawning with no weapons and get shot straight in the back. Something about spawns obviously always can be a problem. Then comes to the second sight problem, no sight. This is the Scar, and it keeps on happening. It is an awful iron sight to be truthful, but that's something where once you level it up it does become a really great weapon, but to begin with it is a bit tough. The sight again is difficult to look through, but when it's got completely blocked vision it's even worse. But I think after a while I think this actually became my favourite assault rifle in the game. So obviously you're playing as the assault class, which is wonderful because you've got the added bonus of having the revives, which on Domination is one of the most important things. I think you can really help your team out by getting your revives, but also of course just because of the firepower of the assault rifle, it's pretty powerful, and most of this level is done by pretty close range, to be honest. You obviously have got the higher people coming up from the balconies and the roofs, but generally speaking you can do quite a lot of damage with that weapon. You'll notice a few times where I pull out my knife, it's because I didn't figure out how to change the configuration of the controls. So instead of actually using the instead of trying to duck, I kept on trying to knife people. I don't know why, it's something to do with my controller and a little bit of inactivity from me on Battlefield, I think. But again, it's something where hopefully once the game releases they'll allow you to mod your controller a bit better. I am playing on the PlayStation 3. This is a game that I am looking to probably to get on the PC, to be truthful, once my PC comes through. And unfortunately, something where I think the Domination is perfectly suited for the smaller maps, obviously, but also the smaller playlists that you get when playing on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It's one of those things where you're not getting those 64-man servers, you're getting the more sort of 24, and sometimes when you're playing on a big map like Caspian Border, you could get lost, whereas all the smaller maps work really well just by making them a lot more close quartered. Obviously this is an evolution of the main Shanghai map, so in here you don't get any of the levolution, but to actually keep that map but shrink down section of it means they can really make best use of everything they've got, which does make again the whole feeling of the game a bit more conclusive, and I really hope that they bring the smaller sections to each map that they create. I think a lot of people didn't like Domination because it was a bit too Call of Duty, but I think for learning gun skills and getting yourself really entwined with a game, I think it's a great way to play. And again, it just adds that extra bonus to Battlefield that takes it above most other first-person shooters, I think, because you have got the huge, great big tactical movements around with the helicopters and the tanks and everything else, but then you also can just have this nice little short gunplay as well. I mentioned the Levolution earlier. It's one of those things where it was great the first time you see that building coming down, and it's a wonderful thing to do, but it's still that little thing where the destruction, I know the buildings are big and everything else, but the destruction from Battlefield Bad Company 2 was still so much better. You feel like you can destroy things, but there are other things where you can throw a C4, you can throw grenades, you can fire everything you want in it, but a wall won't be destroyed. It just seems a little bit strange. I can't get the hang of everything not being destructible. Either should or it shouldn't, I think. But obviously it's one thing when you're playing these levels, you'll learn exactly what can be destroyed and what can't. That is actually, and so I think you've just noticed a very cool feature they've got now, which is the blocking of a strike with a knife. It's great because again it gives you that chance that you're not going to get people just running around randomly knifing you. You can counter and then defend, which I think is a lovely little touch, and it's something where obviously Battlefield's not quite as bad as Call of Duty with the old Rambo knives from miles away, but it's still one of those things where it seems ridiculous where you can fire someone twice with a shotgun and they don't die, you get stabbed and you do. Anyone knows anything about killing with knives, it's not the easiest thing, but again it just seems that they're thinking about trying to make the game that little bit better. And of course the thing that I love most about Battlefield is that the pistols work. In some first-person shooters, what you'll notice, and third-person actually, is that you could spam with a pistol and it won't do anything. Whereas always with Battlefield, you feel like that secondary really is just that, is a secondary weapon, and you can take people out with it quite successfully all the time. And I do think that really does make the game feel that bit more realistic, but also give it that extra touch where you really do want to level up your secondaries, because they are that much more impressive than most other games. As far as the beta goes, I think I was in the Battlefield 3 beta, and it was quite the evolution from the beta to the main game was pretty good. I do question about the length of time that this is just before coming out. The game comes out in less than a month, so are they really going to have enough time to patch everything? The noises we're hearing out of DICE is they will, and they've learnt a lot, and they're going to share those things that they've learnt with DICE, with EA themselves, and I think that does bode well for the future. And one thing that DICE are quite good doing is patching games. Obviously the question we do have to ask ourselves is how much of the game will be patched, how much needs to be patched. Obviously from the start you did see the fact of I was spawning without weapons, and the spawns are a bit ridiculous. But again, they're things which hopefully will be changed over time. Whether they come out for the 360 and the PS3 as much as the the next gen consoles and the PC, will wait to be seen. But I still truly believe that Battlefield is a PC game more than anything else, and that's one of the reasons why I do want to play this game on a better service for myself. Obviously, we will find out how close those next gen systems really are to the PC. And playing a little bit of it on when we were at Eurogamer, the Xbox One version did seem pretty good. Excuse me. Sorry. So hopefully, people won't notice as much of a difference as they did in this generation. Just where, again, with limited man servers and reduced graphics and textures, so it does bode well for our console friends and also for the PC. Okay, so hope you enjoyed the gameplay. It actually ends out really quite good. One of my better games from the beta. But any thoughts, please just give us a shout, and if not, follow and like. Thank you, and take care. Bye.
Advised we have neutralized objective Bravo. Now control objective Charlie. Is now under our control. Be advised. We've lost control of objective Bravo. Be advised, we have taken control of objective Alpha. Alpha is lost! Secure objective Charlie.
要扔手雷了！抢走了吧，孙子！